As a basic parent, you might know the hassle of planning and mapping out your next road trip and how tedious and time consuming they can be. Everybody remembers your late night hours of planning and mapping out, right? But in this video, I'll show you 4 simple hacks that everybody can apply and that are easy to implement. So stick with me because at hack number 2, I'll show you how you can map out your general route within 10 minutes. And after hack number 4, I'll let you into a little secret how you can make your travel planning much more efficient, faster, and more fun. So let's dive in. So the first hack is actually quite simple. The only thing that you need to do is actually to find a travel agency that is specialized for Western Canada or Canada in general, or just a travel specialist like I am, for example, that shows already predefined routes that you can use as a template. I personally almost go always with authentic or a German webpage called Canada Fever that I use as basic or templates, or another famous site is Canusa. You could even use sometimes the travel pages of the different provinces to use as a basis. But as I said, in this video I'll use authentic as an example. So I'll make myself a bit smaller so that you can see much more of the screen. As mentioned before, I go to authentic to look for travel plans and templates that you can use as a basis. So let me move up here and you can go, sorry for that, you can go up here, see Roadtrippers. In my case, I'm specialized more in Western Canada, so I would use Western Canada. Depending where you would go, but it doesn't matter for the moment, it's just to visualize what we're doing. Alright, right over here, you see the length. So depending on your duration, you can choose how long you want to stay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Let's go with 2 weeks, Western Canada, and it will show you all the results based on the duration of your trip. And if you hover over all these places, you could see that they have different options, routes that you can choose from, which one fits best for you, that will attract you the most. And I'll go on and use that one, the Western Conquest, as an example, because that's usually the route that is the most often used, especially if you come first time to Canada. That might be the best route to take because you're gonna go through all the great places. So what are you gonna do now? You've seen the map before, and what you have is an itinerary, is a day-to-day itinerary. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna use this itinerary and take that and use, and then here we come to hack number 2 already, is to use the tool that you can map out your travel. When you have decided on your route from authentic in that case, or from your preferred travel agency, then you're gonna use this itinerary and fill it out in your preferred itinerary tool. There are several tools available that you can use, from Roadtrippers, WonderLog, there's MindTrip, there are other options like you can fill out your Google Drive, Excel sheet, or whatever you want to use, what is best for you. I usually go with WonderLog, as you see here on the screen, and the reason is because I can share it with my family members. I have it available offline, and I also can use it on my mobile phone while I'm traveling. And I come to that later on, and why it saves a ton of time. So this is hack number 2. You have your itinerary, and I've filled out already one itinerary for myself beforehand. It took me around 5 to 6 minutes. And what you're gonna do now is you can go into the map, and under itinerary you can fill out day by day where you can go. I have taken another template from authentic. In this case, I went to Vancouver Island and did all the parks include, because I took a longer time frame to travel. But you can fill out the itinerary step by step, for each single day. And after 5 to 6 minutes, As I mentioned, you're done with the general mapping out of your trip. Now we're coming already to the third hack on the list, and that is in WonderLog or even Roadtrippers, you have the option when you fill out the broad mapping that you can fill out the day automatically from the tools itself. And for that, for example, I show you on this state as an example. You can press and autofill the day. You say you're going to Sun Peaks, for example, and then let's continue, and maybe we're going to fill out the day. Great example. Let's try it with another day. Oh man. Alright, let's fill it out again. Let's try to autofill Whistler. See, that's the showing effect. When you want to show things, it doesn't work. Oh, like always, right? There you go. So it filled out automatically the day for yourself, the things that it can do. These things aren't perfect yet, but it is a great basis as a starting point, because now the tool lets you fill, or the tool fills for you out the gaps in between, and then you can juggle around to see which places might fit in, which don't. And things that I'm gonna do is, for example, if I go to a place I don't know yet, I'm gonna look in with Google or TripAdvisor about things that you can do in these regions. So I'm gonna show it briefly. If you're say advisor, and there's always the option, they have always pre-highlighted here things to do, and when you fill out the place, in this case Whistler, it gives you already great ideas what you can do, what will expect you, with recommendations and ratings, so that you know what other things are there. So that's an easy hack that you can implement to go fast through your itinerary. And as we said before, the WonderLog gives you the option to use the app on the go. You can still fill out your day-by-day itinerary step by step on the go, so you don't need to be worried that you need to fill that out in one night, because the map outline of your trip is done. You know where to go, and you're done within 10 minutes actually with the first two steps. And the rest that comes now is something that you can do on a step-by-step basis. But hack number 4, or point or step number 4, maybe is even better thing to say, is to look for places to stay. So when you have your trip and itinerary ready, and you know where to go and where to look, that's a great thing that you have with Roadtrippers, by the way, as well. You know which places you're gonna be, and when you have the activities filled in, you know more or less where you need to book an overnight stay. If you travel with an RV, then you must look for campgrounds. Of course, if you travel with a car, you need to look for motels, apartments like from VRBO or Airbnb, or you look for motels. Another option, and here the tip I can give you is, when you look for locations and want to book them, book early as possible. Like I've mentioned in another video, check this out. I'll link it down below for some money saving tips for your next trip. And then what else you can do is to book your trips over booking.com on the mobile app, which is also in the video that I've made, that I've mentioned before, that is available down in the description. So click on it and then you get some money saving tips. That's it actually. So you have the first hack is getting a trip template from a travel agency. Secondly, you fill or map it out in WonderLog, Roadtrippers, or even on the Excel file, and you will see it doesn't take you at all 10 minutes to have the broad outline of your trip already, without wrecking your brain where to go, what to do. If you have an offline option available like WonderLog, you can use the app version of this tool and fill out the days on the go. And then when you share these trips with your teammates or family members, then they can use that tool and fill out their days as well. Or like in WonderLog, you have on top of each trip, you got There you go, places to visit right over here. And if you use this function, everybody can fill in what they would like to see, and then you can see what fits in, what to do. And if you're looking for, that's what I would do as an additional step then, is to look for lesser known things to do in Vancouver, but in Whistler for families, so that you get, so if you are interested like we are to avoid the crowds as good as possible, and it is really easy doable at the hotspots as well, like Jasper Bank, that you can get around the crowds pretty easily and well if you just know where to look for or what to do. But as promised, I have something else in mind for you that will save you a lot more time than you think. And I can go more into detail in my next videos, so you need to check out how to plan a video in 10 minutes with AI for that, so even faster than what we're doing right now. But for now, I'll let you into my secret tip. But beforehand, if you think this video was helpful for you and saved you a lot of time as well, just let me know in the comments, subscribe to my channel. You know the drill. It will help me a lot to grow my channel, so I would be really thankful and appreciate it. But now, the secret tip. So what you can do is, you take a trip like that one, and then fill it into ChatGPT and say, hey, I plan holidays with my family in Canada and make a road trip for 16 days, 18 days. The following is the itinerary, and then you copy paste the itinerary you have from Authentic over here, paste it in, and you can ask them, ChatGPT, please add to this itinerary lesser known things to do that are perfect for families, and we want to avoid the crowds as good as possible. We are 2 adults and 2 children, and then you give at the age of your kids. And you can also even add things like, also give me insights how I can see the hotspots with as less people as possible, to get an idea if you need to go in the morning there or late evening to get most out of these places, but still can experience the beauty of these locations, right? And then ChatGPT will provide you with some ideas on a day-by-day basis what you can do with lesser known things. Of course, what you're going to do is check them out with Google, make sure to double check that it fits, and look where it fits in on your itinerary the best. But as you can see, it gives you a pretty decent list with things that it can do that are lesser known. I went through the list more or less. I can confirm that it has some great options in there that you can use for your next travel and road trip. And it's actually quite fun, because then you can really find your prompt a bit and get even more into details. It helps you researching the things. Important thing though is that you add in the bottom, there's a little button that tells you what you would like to do. It is important that you use that one, search the web, and depending if you have a paid version, you can even run deep research on it. But it gives you a decent outline what you can do and add, and with that you wouldn't even have to spend hours to find these places. So this is another great way to save you a lot of time. And believe me, if you combine this with road mapping of your road trip, it might be even done within 10 minutes planning out the whole thing. So the only thing that's missing are the places where you need to stay. But as a little side note, when you know the places where you want to stay, always use and check out for 2 or 3 options in the case it's already booked out. If you book early, you're gonna have a great chance that you get the place you want to have. And if you want to go even deeper and learn more about more time-saving tips and tools, or even look for building block that you can use for your next itinerary, on this side I'll share with you a video that shows you itinerary ideas. And if you check out my channel, you get some more insights, what you can use, how to save money, so on and so forth. And as a hint, one of my upcoming videos is about how you save time planning a road trip within 10 minutes with AI. So thank you very much for watching. Take care. Tschüss zusammen und arrivederci.